Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is episode 5 of Making Lemonade podcast, and today we are going to discuss how you can start investing in real estate with only $1,000 in your pocket, okay? But first, here's a word from our sponsors. Our sponsor today is Flip Your Block Academy. Flip Your Block Academy is the 6-week transformational program started by EncourageMillions.com to help new investors begin on their real estate investing career. This transformational program will teach you exactly how to begin flipping homes, wholesaling, and also finding contractors, estimating repairs, and much, much more. Please make sure that you are on the wait list because this transformational program is going to open doors this December and you do not want to miss it, okay? So make sure you go to www.flipyourblock.com to get on that wait list, and you're going to receive a very, 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 very great workshop that was done by me, Tiffany D, on how to exactly wholesale. So make sure that you're on that wait list at www.flipyourblock.com. And I can't wait to see the new students of the Academy in December.
You're listening to Making Lemonade, the podcast. When life hands you lemons, you better slay or be slaved. Stay tuned for a collection of stories, techniques, and tricks that will inspire, motivate, but most importantly, educate you on how to live a life of happiness and wealth despite your circumstances. Now, without further ado, here's your host, Tiffany D.
Okay. So let's talk about how to start investing in real estate with only $1,000. Now, I wanted to cover this in a podcast for you guys because so many people ask me this. Like, this is like the key number for some reason. This is the amount that everybody has. I don't know. Like, where are y'all getting a stack from? I need to know this ASAP. But I wanted to just touch on exactly how you can actually get started with only $1,000. I've done it with actually $700. So let me give you 3 ways today that you can do this, okay? And I'm just going to hop right in. So the first way that you can begin by investing in real estate with only $1,000 are with tax liens. So tax liens are when an individual does not pay their taxes, their home will go up for auction in the tax sale. So you will be able to actually buy the tax lien. Now, this does not mean that you own the property outright, and that's what you need to put in your notes, okay? This means that you are purchasing a tax lien that is basically a lien on the property. So this means that, okay, they will not be able to clear the title until they basically fix the tax lien. So if you own the tax lien, what does that mean? That means that they will have to pay you before they can even clear the title or if they want to redeem the property, okay? But also keep in mind that there is a redemption period for every state. And this period could be from 1 year to 3 years, okay? So once the property is sold at tax sale, it's going to start accruing interest, and they're going to have to redeem their property within the allotted time frame. Now, if they do not redeem that property, then you can start the process of a quiet title suit, which will then help you to gain clear title to the property and own the property outright. So basically, this is how this works, okay? You buy a tax lien. The homeowner now has to pay you back the taxes. You paid the taxes to the county, basically. So they will have to pay you back plus any additional interest if they want to get the property back. If they don't pay you back within the allotted time frame, you can foreclose on their property and own it free and clear. Now, a lot of companies do this. I actually have a funny story because it actually happened to me. So let me tell y'all this quick story about what happened to me. So I was going through a divorce, and I think I talked about this on an earlier episode. I don't know. But I was going through a divorce. Long story short, I had moved out of the home, but I didn't change my address with the postal service. Dumb. And so the county sent out my tax notice, and I didn't see it. Now, during the divorce, we had already agreed to sell the house. Well, I didn't really agree. I just did it to get it over with. But we basically were going to sell the house. So in my head, I was kind of like, okay, well, we're selling the house, so I don't have to worry about the taxes right now. I knew that May in my county was when the tax sale would be. But I wasn't really thinking about, I had too much stuff to think about. Let's just put it that way. So I was not thinking about the taxes because I assumed the house would sell very quickly. That did not happen because he painted the house green. That's another story for another day. So the home was on the market for a while, and this company basically bought my home in the taxes in the tax sale. I owed $700 in taxes. They bid it over about $40,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $40,000. They bid it over. So when I actually finally did get a buyer for the home, instead of me having to pay back like $700 and a little bit of change or interest, I had to pay back almost $3,000 because they bid it over so much so that they could retain the interest that they would make if I did in fact redeem the property, which they knew that I would do because I did not have a history of not paying the taxes. So this is how some people make their money. Me personally, I invested in a tax deed, and I'll get on to the second way, which are tax deeds. But I actually invested with only $700. So this is why you are only paying back the taxes that were not paid. So if you look up and you find a really great property and the person only owed like $700 or $600, you can buy that tax lien for that amount, and you are responsible for taking care of those taxes every year. So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about the second way, which are tax deeds. And I personally enjoy tax deeds a little more than tax liens, because with tax deeds, depending on the state that you're in, you actually, once you purchase a tax deed, you are actually becoming the owner of that property. Now, in certain states, I'm from Alabama. When you purchase a tax deed in Alabama, you basically are purchasing your equitable interest in the property. But Alabama is a redeemable deed state as well, so that individual still has time to redeem that deed if they want. But I could go ahead and start the quiet title suit once I have a tax deed. In other states and counties, once you receive a tax deed, you can actually go ahead and foreclose on the property to gain ownership. Now, you would still want to clear the title because you don't know if they have mortgages or liens or anything like that on it. And tax deeds seem to be a little bit more expensive than tax liens, but it's still a really great way if you want to invest in real estate and you want to start low. Okay, now these properties, you could look up and you can get a property that doesn't need rehabbing, or you can get a property that does need rehabbing. Regardless, you are going to be on your way of investing in real estate. Okay, so those are two really great ways that you can begin with less than $1,000. So let's move on to the third way. Okay, owner financing. Now, a lot of people overlook this. Most people do not know that owner financing exists, but I want to tell you about owner financing because I think that it's a great way to get a property for cheap. And especially if your credit is not great and you're not able to go get a loan from the bank, what you can do is really position to the seller if they would do owner financing. So basically, this means that you would pay them some money down and you would pay them monthly. The same way that you would pay a bank or pay your car note monthly, this person is going to hold the mortgage for a number of years and you're going to pay them monthly, okay? This is really great if, like I said, if your credit is not the best, but you want to be able to own a home, you can go with owner financing. So let me give you an example of how that looks. I own a home. I want to sell it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of renting. I have a person, a buyer comes along. They want to buy it, but they don't have the $60,000 to give me for the property, just in cash, or they're not able to get a loan from the bank. So what I would do is I could basically hold a mortgage on the property for, let's say, 15 years or 30 years, depending on, the terms that I work out with this particular individual. And they could pay me $1,000 down, and I could hold the mortgage on the property and set them a monthly mortgage amount. This mortgage that I set on the property, I will record that with the county so that it can be set in stone and legalized the right way. And then they will be well on their way to basically owning real estate. Because even though I'm holding the mortgage, they're still going to have the deed to the property. I'm just the person that's holding the mortgage, okay? So this means that if they default on the mortgage, I can come back and I can foreclose and get the home back. But they are the rightful owners of that property as long as they pay me on time, okay? So those are the 3 ways that you can begin investing in real estate with less than $1,000. We go in great detail with this in the Flip Your Block Academy. It's awesome. Get on that wait list at flipyourblock.com. And I also have a really great tax lien course. If you go to encouragemillions.com and use the promo code TAXES, TAXES, and you can get 20% off if you use that code. But it's a really great course if you're ready to begin investing in tax lien or tax deeds today. I would highly suggest that you take advantage of that course. Okay, so once again, these are the 3 ways that you can begin investing in real estate with less than $1,000. I hope that this really short and straight to the point podcast helped you today. If it did, please make sure you go and you subscribe and also rate the podcast on iTunes. I'm also on Google Play and also on SoundCloud. But I would love your ratings. I would love your reviews. I would love to know more what you think about the podcast, and shoot me a message on Instagram. We're located at Encourage Millions on Instagram and also at Encourage Millions on Facebook. So I hope this was helpful. Can't wait to talk to you guys on the next episode, which is coming up really soon. Bye.